Please click like and subscribe and that little notification bell for the next episode.
We're with L.V. today at the National Route 66 Museum in Elk City, Oklahoma.
It opened in 1966. It's not only a museum inside, it shows things typical of what one might see in traveling on the entire Route 66 from Chicago to California.
Okay, we're sitting with Wanda right now, and Wanda's going to tell us something about a trading post that you opened how many years ago?
We opened it in 1948, the one on the road on 66, and traded with the Indians. They were Cheyenne and Arapaho around here, and we would go to New Mexico and Arizona and trade with the different Indians and trade with the traders. So we had Indian work from all different tribes.
Now the Indians, they came on their horses and carriages?
No, but they did come with their, the women with their moccasins and their shawls, their braids. And of course they usually had an interpreter with them, a grandchild or somebody who could speak English. At that time people stopped by, they didn't think anything about the road because that was just naturally our road. But they were interested in Indians. That was what they wanted to know about. I just woke up one morning when 40 opened up and there was no traffic. So that was the end of my business. And we also have here at the Elk City the two Kachina dolls that stood at my place for over 40 years. Mm-hmm. And we had them made by an Indian. It was Delaware Indian. His name was Johnny Grayfish.
In the museum, you could walk down a mock Route 66 and see the Burma-shaped signs and exhibits of things you might see back in the day.
From the museum, we drove southwest to Timber Creek Bridge, which was built in 1928.
We're on our way to Sayre and come across another Route 66 bridge. Route 66 is like a service road over here, parallels Route 40.
It is possible to park and explore this bridge because the road is less traveled on our way to Sayre.
And this is the Western Motel here in Sayre. As you see, it's American owned. All right.
Sayre, like in Chelsea, had a pedestrian tunnel under Route 66.
Built in 1936, it's still open to the public.
See, we're in Sayre right now. Just like in Chelsea, the road used to be really busy, but this road's more busy than Chelsea, and so they created these underground walkways to get across the street. And so we're going to take a little look inside. You can take a look down there, and that's all it is. It's a way to get to the other side of the street.
Sayre is a quiet town.
Route 66 is a 4-lane highway that runs through downtown Sayre.
And this is the city of Sayre, which we're in right now. And some of the old buildings. It's a bustling town, but it looks like a poor town.
The next day, we traveled down old alignments.
The skies of Oklahoma were stunningly beautiful. And the older alignments, they're tree-covered and less traveled.
And we're on an old extension. An old alignment of Route 66. Really not traveled anymore. On our way to Erick, Oklahoma. And we'll be entering into Texas after that. We're going to follow this as long as we can.
This part of the country is sparsely populated.
We passed by the Western Motel and we entered into Erick, where you could find 3 attractions, all walking distance from one another.
We're on the corner of Sheb Woolley Street and Roger Miller Boulevard. And we're going to go and see the Meridian Museum across the street. We're in Erick right now at the 100 Meridian Museum, and we're with Cindy Young. And Cindy is in charge of this place, and she's going to describe some of the exhibits to us.
Right, this is the portion of the bank that was originally here in 1901 in Erick, Oklahoma. The building has been changed into a museum, but we've built this replica. Our 100th Meridian Museum starts about 8,000 years ago, 11,000 years ago. We're trying to tell the story of what was here along the 100th Meridian boundary line between Oklahoma and Texas. This exhibit shows a little bit about the original land transfer and treaties between Thomas Jefferson in 1803 as the Louisiana Purchase.
Melee.